Pin 4 of Barras here. This belted Barra, lot 29, 441-9. We would have sold a couple litter mate Barras to him in our last sale that got along really well. Looked awfully good. Just extremely high on the way this entire litter has looked. He was the small pig in the litter. I wouldn't necessarily call him a runt, but he just wasn't quite ready to go last month when we were having that sale. Read a lot of look and design into this hog, and yet still one that has the boxy square kind of build that it's going to take to get along as a show Barra. Certainly think there's a pretty big window in which this Barra can show and be competitive. Wouldn't rule him out to be a super competitive middleweight early on, or one that you could set on for a while and show way on down the road. The next Barra, lot 30, 449-3. We would have sold a couple litter mates to him as well. Really nice litter mate yield in the last sale. This one's on the other end of the scale in terms of being a little more immature and a little greener, but man, his skeleton is put together right, and I think one that if we talk about just by the time we get to the end game and what he's going to look like if he responds and bulks up like we want him to, the feet and legs, the pastern set, the true design and shape that this hog has can make him awfully tough down the road, and I think his indicators read like one that's going to go ahead and respond and come with age and maturity. Lot 31, 451-4. This Barra, you can probably see in the video, had a reaction there when we castrated him. Got a pretty bad infection, and it kind of got into his skin some, and we've been doctoring him every day and certainly think it's going to be okay, and would put a guarantee on this Barra that if for some reason the skin issue didn't clear up or became worse of an issue, we would certainly refund anything there. But we thought this Barra was too good, or certainly had too neat a pieces not to go ahead and offer, because this is about as bulky and massive as they get, coming and going, and still has a neat kind of head carriage and skull and jawline set in him. I know just initially this was one that Dustin really found and liked right out of the get-go, and we think he's got a pretty big window in which he could show. You could get this one right a little earlier. I think this is one that's got quite a few days in him if you need to do that. The next Barra, lot 32, 453-3. Certainly one I would consider my kind of Barra. Obviously, I'm probably not judging your hog show, but this is one that would suit the kind that would fit me in terms of, again, just having the right kind of proportion and the right kind of designs. I know right now we're talking an awful lot in the industry about them being short-backed and big-backed, and certainly have nothing against one that balances out and has the right proportions. This one is probably a little longer-bodied, and yet I kind of think that that serves him well, especially to be able to get to an earlier August Midwest State Fair. I could see this hog being extremely fresh and balancing somewhat ideally at that stage in the game. Lot 90 would be the next Barra. He's there in the middle, Dustin. 491-8. This is a litter mate to the top selling Barra in our March sale there. Again, just a couple of these that are litter mates. It was no issue other than they just weren't as ready to sell. Their litter mates would have been small pigs in the last sale, and the rollover some of the bigger pigs in this sale. We have that happen almost every sale, but we really like this hog. I mean, there's maybe not anything you just get to say about him in terms of being extra extreme or way overdone or out there in any one area, but I read this one to have very nice kind of pattern and show barra design. Extremely heavy in his structure, really nice kind of look and shape when you get on top of him. See if we can get him to kind of want to maybe turn and go the other direction there, but I think this one just has a chance to balance up as a really nice bear. And again, I think one of the key things here is trying to identify when they need to show, or at what point they'll be their best. And this one is one that I think can show a little longer, or have a little bigger window and be right a few more days down the road. So